Katie Holmes abruptly ended a seemingly flawless marriage, shocking Tom Cruise and the Church of Scientology. It was no average divorce. Every breath was counted in this escape, survival, and intricate plot. How did Katie, a young actress in a world of great power and control, outwit Scientology, avoid Tom Cruise's watchful eye, and plan a quick escape that left Hollywood reeling? The shocking reality behind Katie Holmes' Operation Freedom will challenge everything you thought you knew. 1. The perfect Hollywood fairy tale or a meticulously manufactured illusion. In 2005, Katie Holmes was a rising young actress with a beautiful smile and girl-next-door charm. She became an American teenage icon in the late 1990s and early 2000s as Joey Potter on Dawson's Creek. Her career was solid enough to get her into Hollywood, though not famous. Celebrity Tom Cruise was already famous. He was charismatic, talented, and influential at 42, making him one of Hollywood's most powerful actors. Cruise's career was unattainable for most performers, with hits like Top Gun, Mission, Impossible, Jerry Maguire, and The Last Samurai. Tom Cruise was distinguished by his Scientology devotion, not his talent or beauty. It guided every part of his life, not simply his beliefs. This, above all, made his love affair with Katie Holmes more complicated than the media's fairy tale. Katie met Tom at 26, at the height of her youth and career, when love fantasies were still possible. Katie even told 17 magazine in 2004 that she wanted to marry Tom Cruise as a child. When fate seemingly brought them together, it felt fated. Was it? Their romance was rapid. They announced their romance shortly after meeting. The Oprah Winfrey Show moment followed. One of the most memorable moments in American television history was Tom Cruise jumping on a couch, excited. Definitely in love. Cruise announced, "I'm in love, and it's one of those things where you just want to be happy, and I can't contain myself," energizing the audience. He proposed to Katie on the Eiffel Tower in Paris 2 months later, in June 2005. It was Hollywood romance material. Famous actor bowing under Parisian lights, proposing a ring to the woman he dearly loved. The world went crazy. Fans and media adored their brief romance as the fantasy came true. But behind the scenes, things were already going strange. Katie's life changed instantly when she engaged to Tom Cruise. She abruptly ended her engagement to Chris Klein. She quit Catholicism, her childhood faith, and turned to Scientology, surprising many. A further unpleasant event followed. Katie Holmes lost her independence. She replaced her longtime manager, reorganized her staff, and surrounded herself with Scientology members. Former pals cut off. Her once close family saw her less and less. Maybe her smile was the most telling indicator. Before Tom Cruise, Katie's smile was natural and lively. It grew stiff, forced, and almost choreographed over time. People wondered if Katie was happy. Was she just starring in a pre-written love story? Katie had their daughter, Shuri Cruise, in April 2006. The unusual part was that no one saw the baby for months. Rumors spread that Scientology had forced rituals on the child's upbringing. Tom and Katie married lavishly at Italy's Odescalchi Castle in October 2006. David Beckham, Jennifer Lopez, Will Smith, and Victoria Beckham attended one of the decade's most lavish weddings. Despite its magnificence, this wedding was unusual. Scientology wedding. Katie reportedly underwent extensive Scientology training before the marriage to prepare for a life of its restrictions. She was supposedly told to practice silent birth, avoid non-scientists, and undergo rigorous mental tests. Katie Holmes, a vibrant, independent young actress, had become a smiling, sorrowful woman. Maybe this wasn't a fairy tale. Maybe there was a tragedy hidden under Hollywood glitter. 2. Science's golden cage, trapped in a life she never chosen. Katie Holmes married Tom Cruise like a fairy tale, a Hollywood star, a glamorous relationship, and an Italian castle wedding. Everything was perfect. She didn't realize that by marrying Tom Cruise, she was entering a Church of Scientology-controlled gilded cage. Tom Cruise's life was shaped by the Church of Scientology, not just a belief system. Even though she never wanted to, Katie Holmes became involved with Scientology after marrying him. Katie's life changed unexpectedly from the start. High-ranking Scientologists seemed to influence every family decision. They watched her chats, tracked her interactions, and even controlled who might enter and leave her home. No longer could she sustain her beloved relationships. All family and friends were progressively pushed away. Katie may face harsh consequences if she kept in touch with non-Scientologists, who were considered suppressive. She was regularly monitored by organization loyalists. No one was allowed to question Scientology, one of its most severe precepts. Skeptics were considered troublemakers. It was even more disconcerting that Scientology has its own methods of addressing apostates. Katie Holmes lost her independence. She had no independence, even for hiring a babysitter or housekeeper. Everything had to fit Scientology's philosophy. The fact that Katie didn't have full control over Suri's upbringing was heartbreaking. Scientology believed children were immortal spiritual entities in human bodies, called thetans. Suri had to follow Scientology's rules as an adult, even as a child. Katie couldn't raise her child her way. Suri was indoctrinated to Scientology's teachings from infancy, subjected to mental tests, and taught beliefs that were unlike normal education. Furthermore, Scientology strictly regulated children's emotions. Cry or express excessive negative feelings was discouraged because it was thought to affect their mental health. Suri could be directed by Scientology officials if she wept. Katie could no longer take it. She recognized that if she didn't escape, her daughter might never be normal. Scientology controlled Katie beyond her daily life. It caused her severe mental distress. Scientology's psychological evaluation, auditing, was one of her worst experiences. She had to share her deepest feelings with the organization throughout these meetings. We methodically extracted every secret, fear, and personal battle. The scariest part? Her confessions might be used to control her. Katie suffered from chronic anxiety. She felt always monitored and never alone. All actions and words could be recorded and reported to Scientology's leaders. She could no longer choose her cinematic roles. She couldn't work on Scientology opposing initiatives. She lost her career gradually. She could no longer be herself or follow her passion. Katie understood she couldn't keep living that way as time went on. However, leaving Scientology proved difficult. Those who left the organization risked being followed, slandered, and even threatened. Katie realized she had to be careful to escape. Her ideas couldn't be revealed to Tom Cruise or Scientology. A single mistake could stop her before she could escape. Most importantly, she wasn't running alone. Running for her daughter, Suri. Katie Holmes lived in a gilded prison where she felt constant pressure and quiet agony. She understood that if she didn't escape, Scientology would control her and Suri's future. But could she? Could she escape one of Hollywood's most powerful and hidden organizations? Katie Holmes' grand escape had just begun. 3. Secret plot Operation Freedom shocked Hollywood. Katie Holmes knew she was running out of time in June 2012. She had suffered enough. Years of Scientology's stringent control, persistent surveillance, and the dread that Tom Cruise and the organization's high-ranking members would see everything she did made her feel stuck in a cage with no escape. She realized she couldn't continue for herself or her daughter, Suri Cruise. Without action, Scientology may take Suri forever, and Katie couldn't let that happen. She created an escape plan so well-crafted that even Tom Cruise, Scientology's most powerful figure, wouldn't see it coming. Leaving Scientology wasn't as easy as leaving and never returning. People who quit the organization were tracked, harassed, and threatened. Scientology's system was designed to keep members at all costs. Katie realized that one misstep could lose her freedom, daughter, and career. Everything began with covert actions. Katie secretly hired lawyers unaffiliated with Scientology or Tom Cruise. She hired the best, especially those with experience in high-profile divorces involving strong corporations. She acquired a new phone with a secret number because she thought her personal phone was probably monitored. Every phone, message, and email about her plan was kept confidential. Katie realized she had to leave Los Angeles, where Tom Cruise was powerful, to break free from Scientology. So she moved to New York City, but she couldn't move abruptly without suspicion. She planned her leave slowly. She initially claimed she wanted a temporary workspace. She rented a modest apartment in Chelsea, a secure New York neighborhood. Tom and Scientology couldn't find her because the lease was secured through intermediaries. Every transaction was handled by her attorneys, and no one in Scientology knew Katie had a safe haven in Surrey. Everything had to be done promptly and decisively. If Tom Cruise had time to react, Scientology would intervene in any manner. Katie Holmes unexpectedly divorced on June 28, 2012. No notice was given to Tom. He was stunned. "I didn't see it coming," he said in an interview. "The most amazing part? In 11 days, the divorce was final." This was rare in Hollywood, where high-profile divorces could last months or years, especially when one side was close to Scientology. Katie's secret weapon was quickness and prep. She prevented Tom Cruise from negotiating or pressuring. Her legal team helped her provide undisputed terms. What was most remarkable about her request for complete custody of Surrey? She won. One crucial factor prevented Tom Cruise from stopping the divorce. Surrey never joined Scientology. Surrey was never formally indoctrinated into Scientology, unlike other children raised there. Katie took advantage of Scientology's lack of legal claim over her. Additionally, Katie used New York's judicial system. The mother generally won child custody battles in New York due to its harsh divorce laws. Everything was checked by her. She planned every move and made sure she had the proof and legal backing to win. Leaving Scientology had effects. Numerous reports of former members being followed, threatened, and cut off from family and friends arose over the years. Katie started feeling watched following the divorce. Strange cars appeared around her flat, and Scientology was rumored to be pressuring her. However, Katie expected this. She avoided media coverage, Scientology criticism, and conflict. Scientology eventually retreated as she focused on protecting her daughter. Nothing could be done. Too nicely planned, Katie. After leaving Scientology and Tom Cruise, Katie Holmes moved to New York. She gave Shuri a normal childhood without Scientology's strict rules. She slowly resumed acting, selecting projects she loved over those chosen for her. Most importantly, she regained independence. Katie Holmes' retreat went beyond her divorce. This brave proclamation of independence showed the strength of a lady who stood up for herself and her child. Hollywood was amazed by her speed and determination. More importantly, Katie Holmes defeated Scientology in a crucial struggle, faster than a Hollywood plot. The 11th day escaped divorce. Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise's divorce happened quickly. Katie left a controlling marriage in 11 days and won full custody of their daughter, Shuri Cruise, which appeared impossible against Tom Cruise. This event shocked the media and Scientology. How did Katie escape such a formidable marriage without Tom Cruise's outright resistance? What caused Tom, formerly Scientology's golden face, to settle quickly without a lawsuit? Katie Holmes filed for divorce June 28, 2012. Tom Cruise was filming in Iceland and unaware of her plans. In a later interview, Tom said, "I was surprised. It was unexpected." Katie surprised Tom Cruise entirely. It was remarkable how quickly she left him. While Tom worked, Katie took all the legal steps to ensure the divorce would not be delayed. When Tom realized what was happening, it was too late. A big question occurred. Tom Cruise could have stopped the divorce. Why didn't he? Scientology and Tom Cruise's image provided the answer. Tom would have taken two major risks by fighting for Shuri's custody or prolonging the divorce. Losing public favor is risk number one. Tom Cruise, a Hollywood superstar, was closely associated with Scientology. A lengthy divorce may have revealed negative information about the company and its impact on him. Second risk, Scientology harm. Katie Holmes was a prominent personality, therefore revealing her experiences with Tom Cruise and Scientology may have damaged the group. Tom may have been pressured to divorce quickly and quietly to safeguard Scientology. The Katie Holmes-Tom Cruise divorce was finalized 11 days after filing on July 9, 2012. The real winner was Shuri Cruise, not money. Katie prioritized her daughter over money. She would use any measure to keep Shuri away from Scientology and secure full custody. Yes, she succeeded. Katie got full custody of Shuri in the divorce, but Tom Cruise got visitation. More importantly, Shuri was not taken into Scientology, therefore, it had no control on her. Katie Holmes' clear triumph was why she implemented her divorce plan so quickly and secretly. It was rare for two A-list celebrities to divorce in 11 days, especially with Scientology. With knowledge, drive, and thorough preparation, Katie Holmes dissolved her marriage faster than a Hollywood script. She freed herself from tyranny, defended her daughter, left Scientology, and started a new life. Few celebrity divorces have been as quick, clean, and absolute as Katie Holmes. 5. In No Life After Science, Katie Holmes didn't just leave Tom Cruise. She left Scientology's grip, where every decision was scrutinized. Leaving wasn't final. An urgent question arose after the quick divorce. Katie Holmes was free. How would she live? Can she restore her career, raise Suri on her own, and live a normal life after leaving Scientology? Her path was difficult. It was difficult, but it also showed resilience, courage, and a strong desire for freedom. Leaving Scientology is difficult, especially for someone who was close to Tom Cruise. Katie Holmes left Scientology after her divorce. Not only did she avoid Tom, she avoided organization members and all her connections. Still, she had grounds to worry. Scientology has long monitored and pressured ex-members. Former members have reported harassment, surveillance, and intimidation. Katie had grounds to suspect she was a target. After her divorce, she avoided public gatherings and rarely discussed Scientology. Her main concern was protecting Suri Cruise, her daughter. Suri may have been raised under Scientology's stringent precepts, isolated from the outside world, and closely monitored. Katie was determined to stop it. She prevented Suri from joining Scientology by obtaining full custody in the divorce. Katie started a new life for Suri after leaving her marriage. No more strict regulations or monitoring. Instead, she provided her daughter a normal childhood, attending school, making friends, and living life like other kids. Despite having visitation rights, Tom Cruise rarely saw Suri following the divorce. This caused many public questions, yet it helped Katie raise her daughter how she desired. Before marrying Tom Cruise, Katie Holmes had a successful career. Dawson's Creek made her famous and gave her the opportunity to become a Hollywood star. But her marriage to Tom Cruise changed everything. Katie's career faded as the wife of a powerful Hollywood star. She lost roles, and her career stopped. After the divorce, she wanted her name back. She returned to acting in films and plays. After her divorce, she starred in The Giver, 2014, with Meryl Streep and Jeff Bridges. It started her acting revival, but it wasn't a career-defining moment. Beyond acting, Katie Holmes directed and produced. Her 2016 independent film, All We Had, in which she also starred, was her directorial debut. This milestone showed that she was taking command of her career, not merely performing again. Katie Holmes finally lived her own life, after years under Scientology's surveillance and in a marriage with limited authority. She was no longer Tom Cruise's wife or Scientology-controlled. An independent, loving mother and ambitious artist, she was. She opened out on social media, documenting daily life with her kid. Katie Holmes looked happier than ever, despite her privacy. Her narrative is about grit, drive, and liberation, not just a broken marriage. Not everyone can fight a huge organization like Scientology. Not everyone can leave a control-driven marriage, especially with a Hollywood star, and rebuild their life while protecting their child. But Katie Holmes did. She inspired freedom fighters, autonomy advocates, and parents determined to offer their children a better future. She has never spoken publicly about her suffering, but her actions scream volumes. Katie Holmes survived, stronger, freer, and more autonomous. Katie Holmes has changed her life since leaving Scientology and Tom Cruise over a decade ago. She no longer follows rules or is dominated by her husband. She is a loving mother, a passionate artist, and most importantly, a woman making her own choices. Her narrative is about self-discovery, resilience, and personal independence, not Hollywood divorce. She inspired millions worldwide by achieving the impossible. 6. Hollywood's unsolved questions and Tom Cruise's quiet. Hollywood was shocked by Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise's divorce, but Cruise's silence only exacerbated the mystery. Why did a Hollywood powerhouse keep his divorce quiet? Did Katie's decision surprise him, or did he anticipate it? Above all, how did Scientology influence his silence? Katie Holmes's narrative after leaving Tom Cruise has been told numerous times, but Cruise's side has been absent. A man who has always exuded strength, control, and confidence in his career and personal life had nothing to say about his wife's sudden departure. Explore Hollywood's unanswered questions and mysteries. The entertainment industry was stunned by Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes' divorce on June 29, 2012. It was surprising that all legal proceedings were completed in less than a week. making it one of Hollywood's fastest divorces. The most intriguing part? Tom Cruise's response. Cruise filmed Oblivion in Iceland days after the divorce. For a hyperactive person, a rare video showed him fatigued and gloomy. Cruise told Build magazine, "I didn't expect it," in a rare interview. That brief statement sparked curiosity. Did he not know Katie's plan? Friends of the couple said Tom may have seen the fractures. Katie was leaving Scientology. Tom probably noted her decrease in Scientology activities in the closing months of their marriage. She engaged divorce lawyers months in advance. A source said Holmes discreetly prepared a team of lawyers before filing to ensure a smooth exit without intervention.